Well, hello, beautiful people. It's Kids here again with Canine Communication, and today we are talking about no label on this side. Okay. What are Flexi Leads? Flexi Leads are the retractable leashes that go in and out. They're kind of like, sort of like a long line that retracts. Long lines. Focus. Focus is a thing. Hello, camera. Here I am. Long lines, good for different types of training. If you have a Flexi Lead, this is what I recommend that you do with it. Best place for one of these bad boys is in the trash can. Let me explain why. I'm really entertained by this. So Flexi Leads, one, give dogs way too much freedom. They can go really far away from you and they can come back on their own terms. So it's not good for the relationship or structure aspect of walking your dog. For another, take a look at this actual leash, okay? Say your dog is taking off and something happens and it gets wrapped around you and they're going after a squirrel or another dog or something. These things can literally slice. No bueno. Also, if a dog is super strong and they reach the end of this, ain't no way that's stopping them. This thing is gonna break. Another thing to remember about these guys is they cause dogs to walk in a constant state of tension. When we are walking a dog normally, and I'll use my long line as an example, okay, this is what it looks like. Leash is loose. We want to be walking a dog in a heel, by our side with a loose leash that gives us the ability to give information if we need to. With this, you don't have that ability because it is never, ever slack, okay? Dogs will walk in and out and it's constantly tense. We don't want to teach our dogs to constantly be tense. I know, I don't want to constantly be tense, so why would I want my dog to constantly be tense? The tension can add more tension. So say your dog sees another dog and it wants to go after it and it's already tense on a leash. There's that pull. This goes back to the whole opposition reflex, guys. Fancy way of saying when a dog feels the tension, it makes them want to pull harder instead of giving in. If this is constantly tense, dog's gonna just want to keep pulling. Not what we're looking for. So, have I ever used one of these and do I ever recommend people use these for any reason? Absolutely not. The only time I think I ever used this was when I was walking my rabbit around the cul-de-sac on her harness. It was a long time ago. Still probably don't recommend it, but who knows? Maybe rabbits are really good with Flexi Leads. I don't know. She didn't really like to hop around that much. Anyways, if you have these for one of your dogs, it's not a good tool to be using. Throw it away, get a shorter leash, walk the dog by your side. We want them in a heel. We don't want tension on the leash. We want our leash to be slack, and we don't want the potential hazards of this. One other thing that can happen is if they're constantly going out to the end of the leash and they get that jerk, that can be bad for their head, but it doesn't give them any information. When we have a dog on a loose leash by our side in a heel, it doesn't allow for that. It gives us way more control, way more structure, which helps with the dog's behavior overall, our relationship, the pack walk, being focused, because when dogs are out on a walk, it shouldn't be all of this. We want them focused on the handler, in migration mode, going forward, behind us so they can still see what we're doing. I will eventually do a video on what a proper heel looks like and kind of how to get there. Here in a couple of weeks, I should have a dog that's coming in that hasn't ever heeled before. So keep an eye out for that one. It is coming soon. But just keep in mind, if you have a Flexi Lead, please don't use it. It doesn't communicate well. That's all. I'll see you next time.